Advocates for the homeless are concerned about their money, both at the federal and state levels.
The federal workforce cuts are hitting the Department of Housing and Urban Development hard. And there was a small cut to the state's funding in the governor's budget proposal. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Cole Hinkey is live in our Capitol newsroom. Cole, you talked to local advocates. What'd they have to say?
Well, the state has been giving these local organizations a lot more money over the previous few years from Governor Pritzker's Home Illinois plan. But during his budget proposal, he did talk about scaling that program back just a little bit. And the federal cuts could have an even bigger impact. The Trump administration has proposed cutting half of the positions at the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Among its many responsibilities is getting funding out to the many communities trying to help the homeless.
HUD staff has been incredibly helpful to us. We've had a HUD representative that helps us as different organizations have HUD grants, helps them navigate that. Helps us to figure out how to use those as a community most effectively.
These cuts are concerning to local organizations like Heartland Housed in Springfield, because even if the money they are owed gets appropriated, actually getting it is a whole other issue.
Anything that slows down funding that's been promised coming into the community to address this challenge, it ultimately just puts more barriers in the way.
These concerns come as communities like Springfield are seeing a significant improvement with Housing First as the strategy.
In 2019, there were only 94 people who were supported in those opportunities and entered housing. Last year, that number was up to 308.
Housing Action Illinois represents groups like Heartland Housed in the Capitol.
If federal government funding or government funding in general, federal, state, or local, is flat at a time when the cost of housing continue to go up and the cost of providing services also continue to go up, that means we will stop making progress and actually get further behind.
And they are also pushing back against the governor's proposed budget this year. Pritzker launched Home Illinois in 2023, which gave communities across the state more money to focus on housing. After steadily increasing that funding, the governor proposed a slight cut this year.
We understand the state is having significant budget challenges, but we did make the request based on the need.
Now, this is just the governor's proposed budget plan. The legislature still has to hash out all of the details over the next few months and pass the official budget in May. So we could see a change in the funding for this program. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hinkey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.